What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tino here, as we are here for another week here on a Tuesday to get ready for this week of the fantasy football and NFL football season, guys. And the fact that we are 7 weeks in already is ridiculous. I can't even believe the season is already almost more than two-fourths through. It's crazy how fast the NFL season goes by. And if it does not stop, who knows who will be starting by week 15, because the injuries, guys, have completely stopped, have completely just went on, and they've not stopped until an hour after hour. There seems to be a new injury coming out to the point where people are coming out of retirement. I don't even know if he retired. I just didn't even know that he was still interested in playing football. We have Julio Jones has been signed by the Philadelphia Eagles, so he will be reported to Philadelphia, which means the Eagles now have Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and DeAndre Swift, and all the other weapons that they have. So the Eagles are feeling really good. Now, for fantasy purposes for Julio Jones, I want to personally wait and see how he plays and see exactly what happens with him, because we really don't know exactly what's going to happen. I mean, if you have the space, maybe pick him up, but I don't really know if Julio Jones is going to bring too much fantasy football value to your fantasy football team. So, my opinion, I'd wait for it. But these injuries, guys, we'll get to the injuries in a little bit, but we saw big names go down and that have possibly already been and most likely are out this week. Guys like Justin Fields, Kyron Williams that became a number one RB that we were relying on, possibly Christian McCaffrey. There's just so many guys that got injured this week, and we'll talk about it. But, yeah. And then we have a couple things else. Kyle Pitts is back? Maybe. I don't know. He scored 10-plus points in the last 2 games. Can we put him back in our lineups? I don't know. We just might have to. And then it's starting, guys, and this might be the worst week of it all, but there are 6 teams on a bye. It's Armageddon. We don't know who to start. We don't know who to play. We're going to be relying on guys named Jordan Mason. We're going to be relying on guys named Craig Reynolds, and that's not what I thought we'd be doing here in week 7. So that's the fantasy football headlines, guys. And there's just so much to get to today. So let's not waste any more time, and let's get into all of that information, and let's get into it. But before we get into the information, let's get to the chat. Let's see who's here. Let's see what everybody's doing. I see it's Jadis. Jadis, I appreciate all of your crazy questions. I appreciate it, bro. We got 6 people in the house. If you guys have not, let me know you guys got some questions, how you guys are feeling. What are you guys' thoughts after week 6? How did you guys come out of the week? I came out of the week 2-1, and I actually would have went 3-0 if I would have started Chris Olave over Deebo Samuel. Football, it was crazy. We have also, I didn't even mention it, the 49ers, and I'm sorry, Jadis, but your Eagles lost. We have no more undefeated teams. The Miami Dolphins are still the only undefeated team ever in the NFL, and who knew that the Jets and the Browns would be the teams to do that? Not me. That's why it's called Any Given Sunday. Yes, a lot of injuries. The Giants had a good chance. I mean, even last night was a little crazy. I was kind of freaking out. So, Jadis has got his questions. Jadis asked. I appreciate it, Jadis. Let's get into Jadis's question. Most boring game? Probably the Commanders and Giants. Most interesting game? Eagles and Dolphins, definitely. Or Chargers and Chiefs, I will say. And then what was the most boring game of week 6? The most boring game, honestly, of week 6 had to be, let's see which one it was. I wanted to look at it first. It had to be the Rams and Cardinals. Rams just won, and it was what it was. And it looks like Cooper Kupp is back to being Matthew Stafford's butt buddy, because Puka Nacua did not score 10-plus points. I will give you my score predictions for week 7, you mean? Not week 6. Week 6 was last week. The Panthers 0-6. That helps the Bears. That helps me. He says the Broncos. And the Broncos haven't won. The Jadis, let's not talk about that Broncos win. I don't know if the Eagles will beat the Dolphins. I don't know. I think it's going to be a good game, though. But, yeah, any given Sunday, bro, it should be a good game. Speaking of games, guys, let me know what game you guys want to watch here on the channel this week. We got 3 games voting on right now. One is the Eagles and Dolphins. You want to come back here this Sunday Night Football and watch that game? Let me know. I love and hate this show because I hate that I don't remember the things I said, and the good things about it is that you answer my questions, but I don't know. NFL has some. Yes, they do. Justin Fields will he play? Justin Fields being out is just another thing of another year of being a Chicago Bears fan where you have a couple good decent games, you feel a little better, and then the quarterback gets hurt, and then you're stuck with the backup. I cannot tell you how many backups I've watched between Chad Henne, Todd Collins, Brian Greasy, Mike Glennon, Nick Foles. Oh, my goodness. Who else? Kyle Orton at one point because he was a backup. We had, oh, my God, who just the last few years, I can't even think of the guys' names because there's just been so many of them. I'm sure they'll come to me, but I'm going to randomly say them. Lane Johnson has a high ankle sprain. Yeah, the high ankle sprains are probably are the biggest things. As I said earlier, guys, Julio Jones has signed with the Eagles. I think more than anything, I think it will be it would be good for Julio to be on a team like this that has many weapons because Julio could just be there. He doesn't need to be the guy. Where people always think they need to be the guy, and Julio just needs to be there and do what he does. So I'm sure it will be a good thing to have that depth, especially as you said, Quiz Watkins went on the IR for the Eagles. So that was probably another reason why. And I also heard that he was only signed to the practice squad. So, yeah. Do you think Quiz Watkins is gone? No, I do not think. I think Julio's just here to play and see how he does. He says it's just, well, hopefully, Jadis. Hopefully not. We still got a lot to get to. So I'm sure some people will be in here. I'll say a C, Jadis. A C for the grade. Daniel Jones, neck injury. No way it takes him. I mean, yeah, I think he'll be out for a couple more weeks. Also, prayers go out there to Jimmy G with a back injury and Damian Harris. He put his finger up, that was good, but he was taken out on the ambulance and it was giving me a little PTSD, but he was released from the hospital yesterday, so that was a good thing. So he hopefully will just be resting at home and get better. Harris, we love to watch you play football out there. Did the 49ers get robbed? No, Brock Purdy just played like shit. Panthers do not have a win, thank goodness. That means the Bears get it. That Monday night game was good. Yes, it was. It was giving me anxiety, but I did win my fantasy football game by 9 points. So, yeah. Tyreek and Jalen Watt, I don't know. This game, the way the game went last night is how the game could go next week. Or it could be a shootout and there's 90 points scored. So, yeah. Hey, we got the real fresh. But hey, he said I'm at work. I appreciate you just stopping by for a second. Thank you, man, for coming and hanging out for a second. Enjoy work. The 72 Dolphins, that's what it was. You think that Julio Jones will be a mediocre? I think he'll be decent. No, I think he'll definitely be decent. He will. So, guys, keep leaving your questions, your comments, your concerns, your starts, your sits, all that other good stuff. So, do all of that. But let's get into the new thing here, or the new thing. The new thing doesn't start until the end of the first thing. So let's get through all the first segment that we always do here with the headlines, the Monday night game, the disappointments, all that other stuff. And then a new thing that we're going to be doing here, guys, is we will be, after we're done with the first segment, we'll be taking a 2-minute halftime break as you're going to have a couple minutes to go and get yourself a drink of water. Tino's going to take a drink of water himself. Talking for that long for a couple minutes kind of hurts his throat. So we're going to take a 2-minute warning after the first segment. And then we're going to be right back, as I said, literally 2 minutes. And then we will be back to do the whole other segment and everything else. So let's get through this first segment. Let's go through all of this information and let's get to it. So let's do it how we always do it here, guys. Let's talk about this Monday Night Football game, because what a Monday Night Football game it was. We had a Dolphins. That's next. That's this week on Sunday night. We had the Cowboys, the Cowgirls, however you want to say them, going up against the Los Angeles Chargers. And the Cowboys came out, the Chargers came out. They both scored an opening touchdown. They went out there and they did their thing. Dak Prescott ran for a touchdown, was actually his longest rushing touchdown of his career. And of course it was, because as soon as I dropped him in fantasy, he decides to have a good game. I think it's me, guys. But the Cowboys and Chargers, they played some defense. They did their thing. And the Chargers end up losing, and the Cowboys end up winning 20-17 with Dak Prescott having a stat line of 271, one touchdown. He also had the most rushing yards on the team, which was 7 rushing attempts for 40 yards with the touchdown. CeeDee Lamb went out there and balled out like he always does. He had 7 receptions for 117 yards. He had 18.7 fantasy points, and CeeDee Lamb went out there and did his thing. Now on the side for the Chargers, we had Keenan Allen get 7 receptions, 85 yards, and a touchdown. We welcomed Austin Eckler back with 27 rushing yards, but he did catch the ball about 3 or 4 times. He had good rushes. He seemed to be getting better as the game went on. So hopefully as the weeks go on, hopefully Austin Eckler will be back to the guy that we know and love. And I'll give it to Austin Eckler, at least giving us some type of a points and everything else like that. So Austin Eckler, just get healthier and get better every week, and we'll be good. Did you guys see that scrum, though, that happened? Austin Eckler got, pushed and his helmet came off, and it looked like they were about to fight like it was Monday Night Raw. They do know that was on the other channel, right? They know that they were on Monday Night Football, right? So, yeah. But Justin Herbert didn't have a phenomenal game. He had 2 touchdowns with 227 yards with 1 interception, which was at the end of the game. And I was hoping and praying that did not cost me. And thank goodness it did not, because I would have cried a little if it would have cost me, guys. Low-key, I would have cried a little. So, but Justin Herbert did that. Not bad for facing the Cowboys defense, but as I said, the Cowboys won with a field goal. We had ourselves a little Chargers fan, or not a little, I shouldn't say, a Chargers fan. A big Chargers fan. She was out there celebrating. She was bringing out all the feels. She was going crazy. She was holding their face. It was great to see. She was just on the Pat McAfee show, and she's already a meme. So it's crazy how something like that could happen. But going out there, going to a football game, guys, you never know. The next day, you might be on the Pat McAfee show. So, yeah. But that was that Monday Night Football game. And the Monday Night Football game, it was good. It was a good game. We stayed up. We watched the rest of it and everything. I was just hoping more for, the Chargers to win. But Cowboys got to win, and it is what it is. So, now that we talked about the Monday night game, let's talk about all of these injuries, guys, because there's just so many of them. We have Christian McCaffrey with an oblique injury. We have Deebo Samuel with a shoulder injury. We have Kyren Williams, I mentioned, with an ankle injury. Justin Fields has a thumb injury. Jimmy Garoppolo has a back injury and a shoulder injury. Trevor Lawrence has a knee injury. Josh Allen has an AC sprain. And there's just a lot of injuries that went down. Damian Harris also got hurt. Chris Olave was questionable. There so many people got hurt this week. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous and kind of outrageous how many injuries there really were in the NFL. So we'll be here all day, and honestly, I could do a whole episode on the injuries if we really wanted to. But what I will say, as I always say, it is only Tuesday, so we'll just have to keep an eye on it, make sure to look at it, make sure to look at who's practicing, who's not practicing. The Bears running backs are still hurt. See if any of them practice. Deontay Foreman might be an option this week if they don't. So, as I say, guys, every Tuesday, there's so many injuries, and I hope that we could stop saying it as much, but we'll just have to keep an eye on it and see exactly what happens and what goes down. But Aaron Jones possibly could return also, so we'll just have to see about that. But just keep an eye on the injury report and look for it, and just keep an eye and see who is and who isn't practicing and make your decision. They did say, I mentioned Trevor Lawrence, they did say he should be able to play on Thursday. So hopefully he plays on Thursday as they're going up against the New Orleans Saints on Thursday Night Football. So we'll just have to see what goes down there with that. So those are the injuries. There's a lot of guys, but as I said, we'll be here all day if we just focused on the injuries. So now let's get into and let's talk about the three things that I learned, the disappointments, and that perfect lineup that we have. That if you had that lineup, you were feeling really good and you picked up the W this week. So let's get into it and let's talk about the disappointments because half of these guys were on my teams. At least three of them were. We have Gabe Davis only had 3 points. Josh Allen didn't have a very good game. And, when Josh Allen doesn't have a good game, then, we know that his receivers aren't going to have a good game. But the only receiver that really had a good game was Stephon Diggs, but that's also because it's Stephon Diggs. So, Gabe Davis, he'll be good. And I think he'll be okay to start in like flex positions with all these buys and everything like that, but it just wasn't his week. Dameon Pierce had 3 points for the Houston Texans. And I don't know what it is with Dameon Pierce, but Dameon Pierce just doesn't seem to be that guy. And I don't know what his issue is, but it kind of worries me, to be honest. Puka Nacua only had 6.6 points. And it seems like Cooper Kupp threw Puka away like Andy threw away Woody when he got buzzed. He said, I don't want to play with you no more because he got his boy Cooper Kupp back and Cooper Kupp out there catching the ball like it's nothing. So, George Kittle, I don't know what's wrong with George Kittle, but he only had 1.1 point, and that just ain't going to do it. 1 catch, 1 yard. I understand Brock Purdy didn't have a very good game. Brock Purdy only had 7 points. He's in this list too. But George Kittle, come on, bro. I think you could do better than that. But don't sit George Kittle. Don't be crazy now. But I think that it was just, hopefully it was a bad week, and hopefully the 49ers bounce back this week. Devontae Adams had 4.2 points. Devontae Adams, it obviously seems that the quarterback, whoever the quarterback is in love with Jacoby Myers the last few games I've watched with the Raiders. And I don't know why they don't know and they don't know how to focus on Devontae Adams. But the one thing I will say, guys, is who do the Raiders face this week? It's my Chicago Bears. And what does Devontae Adams love to do? Score touchdowns against my Chicago Bears. I forgot what the record is, but he's got like 1,000 yards, 50-plus receptions, I'm sure, like 10-plus touchdowns. So Devontae Adams must start this week. I'm sure he'll go off against the Bears, and I'm sure the Raiders are going to make Tank Bigsby, or not Tank Bigsby, that's the running back for the Jaguars. They're going to make, I forgot what the dude's name was already. Somebody tell me the backup quarterback name for the Bears because I low-key forgot it. But I'm sure the Raiders are going to smoke the Bears, and the Raiders are just going to demolish and have themselves a good old time. So the last disappointment I have, though, is Logan Thomas has 1.1 or 1.2 points. Logan Thomas, that's my bad. That's my bad. Last week I told you to start him, and it didn't work, and I'm sorry about that. Don't yell at me. I love you guys. But Logan Thomas, what were we supposed to do? These injuries, these bye weeks, these tight ends that don't know how to produce. I mean, it was hard not to start Logan Thomas next week. But I'm sorry if you did. Hopefully you didn't listen to me. Hopefully you didn't watch this and you didn't listen to me. But yeah. So now let's get into and let's talk about the next thing, which is a better thing. And it is the 3 things that I learned this week. I skipped that and I went into the disappointments first. But let's talk about the 3 things that I learned. Any given Sunday, guys. It's any given Sunday. The 49ers and Eagles were going into the week. They were feeling their best. They were going to go in there, and we all thought they were going to win this week. But the teams that faced them didn't have, and they said, no way, Jose. The Browns showed up. The Jets showed up. And the Eagles and 49ers both lost, and it just wasn't their week. So we could sit here and say and do whatever we want, but in reality, we really don't know. And you just got to set your lineup, hope for the best, and it is what it is. Because any given Sunday, any given Thursday, any given Monday, anything can happen in this league, and you just never know. So just because you're confident your team's going to win, don't be so sure because you just really never know. Tyreek Hill is a goddamn. He's not even like a cheat code. He is like a joystick where you just sit there and you control him and you just go like this and then you go like this and you go like this and he's wide open. Tyreek Hill is out there literally carrying your fantasy team with one guy that I faced this week. He had 40-something points, and you take away at least half of that, where Tyreek usually, like other receivers, don't get that, you win most of the time. So if you were smart enough to draft Tyreek Hill, you're probably doing good. You're feeling good because Tyreek Hill is just ridiculous. And the Dolphins, I also learned the Dolphins are just really good. And it doesn't matter who their running back is. It could be a fifth string running back. It could be a third string wide receiver. The Dolphins are just a really, really good football team. So the last thing I learned and the last thing I'm going to say is that you just, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again because I did it to myself this week and I regret it. And if I wouldn't have left it, I would have not lost this week. Don't change your lineup Sunday morning, guys. Sunday morning, I thought I was good. I thought I was being smart, and I took Chris Olave out of my lineup. I put James Cook in, thinking the Giants were going to get blown out, thinking that James Cook was going to go out there and have a good game, and Chris Olave hasn't done anything. And, well, Chris Olave scores 16.6 points. James Cook scores 7.1 points. And I lose by 7 points. So if I would have started Chris Olave and left my lineup the way it was, we would not have had this issue, and Tino would be 3-0, and we would be feeling better. But just don't change your lineup on Sunday mornings because it's always a bad mistake. I just wanted to let you guys know that because I am just mad at myself, and I wanted to get it out because I'm just sad right now. So, yeah. So, let's get to the last thing here, guys, and it is time for me to show you the perfect lineup for Week 6, where if you had all of these guys, they were the guys, and they helped you win your week. And we started off in Miami. Of course, there are 3 Miami Dolphins on this lineup. We just talked about Tyreek Hill. He had 28.3 points. Tua Tagovailoa went out there, and if Tyreek scoring, that means Tua scoring, and Tua scored 28.5 points. And how is that even possible that the quarterback scored 0.2 more points than his wide receiver? That's how you know how good Tyreek Hill is. And obviously, this is a different type of a scoring than mine was. I think he got like 35 in my league, actually, not 40. But it's pretty high up there, guys. Either way. Raheem Mostert, though, that's my dude. I want to say thank you to Raheem Mostert for being my dude and helping me carry one of my teams, as he has scored 34.2 points this week. He has over 120 points this year, and Raheem Mostert is a dog. Travis Etienne, 23.3 points. Travis Etienne did some work, did his thing against that Colts defense. And Travis Etienne has proven why he is that number one running back that we all hoped when we drafted him this year. Amon St. Brown, 30.4 points. Amon St. Brown did his thing, and Jared Goff also did his thing. And I just cannot believe that Amon St. Brown is continuing to do it, and it just makes me so happy to watch it. Even though he is on the Lions, it's fun to watch my fantasy team score points. Adam Thielen, I had him on one of my teams. I know I just keep saying it about my teams, but I hope you guys have him on your teams too. Let's hope you guys do too. Adam Thielen, though, 28.5 points, did his thing, went out there, and continues to prove why he is Bryce Young's number one favorite target. But he is out this week, guys. Remember, there are a lot of teams on buys, and we will get to the bye weeks after we are done with the perfect team and the little halftime. But first, tight end, Travis Kelce. Welcome back, Travis Kelce. I don't care if he's shaking it up with Taylor Swift. I don't care if he's looking out a window and they're singing a song. I don't care what's going on. You go out there, you score 20 points every week. Travis Kelce, do your thing, shake it up, and just keep scoring, my dude. Tyreek Hill, I already mentioned him. Tyreek Hill is the best. And the Minnesota Vikings, guys, 26 points. They had a defensive touchdown. The Bears looked like trash. Justin Fields got hurt. I don't even know what the quarterback's name is that's going to be starting this week. So the Raiders defense may very well be the best defense this week. So that is the perfect lineup, guys. And that is the first segment done and down, over with. So at this time, as I said, guys, we're going to be doing something new here where every time that we finish and that we are done with the first segment, as I just did, everything that we just talked about, we are going to take a 2-minute halftime. And hopefully in a couple weeks, I could have an actual 2-minute thing on here. But for right now, we just got a picture and everything else like that. And it is the picture that we used for the halftime for the football games. So as I said, guys, 2-minute warning, go get yourself a drink of water, go to the bathroom real quick, and come back here, and then let's preview Week 7, and let's get those lineups set so we can help you win your week, and you can continue your ride. As we are almost to the playoffs, guys, remember, fantasy football playoffs start Week 13, and it's already Week 7. So we're halfway to the fantasy football playoffs. Every win matters, and every win counts. Every point counts, and every point matters. So, guys, I'll be right back in 2 minutes. Don't go nowhere, and enjoy the halftime show. Funny as hell. I'm going to make it better. I just need to...
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head, constantly thoughts jumbled around, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase the bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. I'll give up everything. If I could see my dreams, make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what a reality. Don't let go. I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what a reality.
I just wanna find a way out, sick of the venom in my brain. Running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this. I just wanna break these chains. Always destined for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many ones that are so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started to outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted. Created a legacy off of me, just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's not of no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
And we back. Jadis, Jay, listen, bro. I love you, but it is. I've noticed the last few weeks I've had a really hard time talking for a minute because So that's strictly for me, Jadis, to take a drink of water so I can get back and we can get to it. So let's not waste any more time, guys, and let's get to it. And let's get to previewing Week 7 of the NFL football and fantasy football season. Jadis, we don't want me to lose my voice, bro. If we lose my voice, then we can't come here and watch the shows. So 2-minute break for a minute, we'll be good. So let's talk about it, guys, and let's get into it, and let's not waste no time, as Jadis is going to be upset about the 2-minute warning, and Jadis will be okay. So let's get into it, and let's talk about these teams that are on a bye, and let's talk about all the guys that will be out this week. As we have not 1, not 2, not 3, 4, 5. We have 6 teams on a bye, guys. It is the Carolina Panthers. We'll be missing Adam Thielen. We'll be missing Bryce Young if you're starting them. We'll be missing Hayden Hurst if you're still starting him. We'll be missing Chuba Hubbard after Chuba Hubbard just had a really good game. Miles Sanders had a decent game. The Bengals, Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. Yes, I know they all haven't had a great season besides Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon a little bit, but it's still not good to have them missing. The Cowboys, you'll be missing their defense. I know I'll be missing their defense this week. We have Tony Pollard. Dak Prescott had a decent game. CeeDee Lamb, we just talked about, went out there and put up 18 points. So I think, it's going to be hard. We have the Houston Texans to get Dalton Schultz, Tank Deli. Tank Deli. Hopefully he gets healthy and he'll be back after the bye. CJ Stroud, if you're starting him in 2 quarterback leagues. Damian Pierce, let's hope he goes out there and he actually gets, I don't know, because he just had a really bad week. The Jets, we got Garrett Wilson. We got Breece Hall. We got Zach Wilson if you're starting him. I don't know why you would be, but maybe you are. I saw somebody was starting the dude from, oh my God, what's his name? Why? It's on like the tip of my tongue. Oh my God, why can't I think of the guy's name from the Jets? Tyler Conklin, if you're starting him. The Tennessee Titans, we'll be missing Derrick Henry, Tyjae Spears, Tajay. We'll be missing. I mean, there's a lot of guys missing this week, guys. Bye week Armageddon is here, and it's a disaster. So, bye Armageddon. We're here, though, and I'll help you get through this. And now, we're going to let you know, and I'm going to help you get to everything else like that. So, before I give you all the guys that we need, and we need for you to pick up, get, and everything else like that, let me tell you my 3 bold predictions that I got here for week number 7. And let's see last week if I got any of them right. Bold prediction, I said last week I had Russell Wilson throwing 5 interceptions. That didn't happen. Christian McCaffrey got hurt, so that didn't happen. Mahomes did not throw for 500 yards. That did not happen. So this week, back to the Chiefs. Chiefs and Chargers, they score 100 combined points. I say the final score is 51-49. Bold prediction, it's a score fest. And you're going to want to start everybody in that game. A backup running back, wide receiver, and maybe even a quarterback will be a top scorer this week in fantasy football. With how many injuries, with how many guys that are on buys, with guys that we don't know who's going to start, there is going to be a backup player, I guarantee you. And I'm telling you that it's going to happen where there's going to be somebody in like the top 5 of a position that was a guy we just weren't expecting to be there. And my last bold prediction, I know Jadis might like this one, is that the Eagles and Dolphins are not going to punt the ball once. And what I mean by that is that they're either going to get a field goal or a touchdown, and it's going to be a very high-scoring game, or I think it could possibly be the other way where it's a defensive scoring game, and we see the defenses go to work. So, should be interesting, but my bold prediction is that Dolphins and Eagles do not punt the ball once. Gotta be bold, guys. Just gotta be bold, He said 50. Jada said 51-49 score. That ain't it. Hey, if it does, Jadis, you heard it here first. I'm just telling you. So, let's get into it, and now let's talk about these waiver wire pickups, the guys that you need to pick up, the guys you need to start, you need to sit and stream for week number 7 in the NFL, guys. And my number 5 pickup of the week is Rashid Rice from the Kansas City Chiefs. He seems to be growing every week in consistency and wide receivers and being used and everything else like that. Rashid Rice, he may be that guy you need to get in a flex position against the Chargers. As I said, I think that game going to be very high scoring. Craig Reynolds, the running back for the Lions. Yes, there is optimism, and there is a high chance that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be out or going to be in there this week. But David Montgomery is not for a few weeks. So Craig Reynolds may see some options and may see some stuff be used. Zach Evans, the running back for the Rams. I know it might not be the best option, but the Rams seem to love Kyren Williams, and hopefully maybe that will be Zach Evans' jobs until Kyren Williams can come back. So if Kyren Williams can do what he was doing, hopefully Zach Evans can do what Kyren Williams was doing, and hopefully gives you the same production. We always need tight ends, guys, and they're facing the Bears this week, so why not go and pick them up? Michael Mayer, not Michael Myers. It's Michael Mayer, the tight end for the Las Vegas Raiders. They're playing my Chicago Bears, and I also think the Raiders may be the top scoring defense this week, especially if Justin Fields is out and they do have to start their backup quarterback. Michael Mayer may be a very good option. And my last pickup is I kind of wish I would have done it, but I wasn't thinking about it. And to be honest, it is what it is. The 49ers running backs, if Christian McCaffrey is out, very well could see Elijah Mitchell or Jordan Mason be an option at running back. And the problem with that, though, is with me at least, the shenanigans, if you guys have ever heard of that, where they say they're going to give the ball to one running back, and then they give the ball to another running back, and then we're all starting the different running back, and then the other guy goes off. That's my problem. Is it going to be Elijah Mitchell? Is it going to be Jordan Mason? I don't know, and I'd rather not personally deal with that issue. So if you want to, that is my top waiver wire pickup of the week because it is the 49ers, and we see how the 49ers are when they play football. But I just don't know. And again, hopefully both of them go out there and go off, but I don't see the 49ers going out there and playing the running back position like the Dolphins are with all of the running backs that the Dolphins have. So they are my top because it is the 49ers, but I'm not like too high on it. And the Bears backup quarterback is Tyson Bagnet. I don't even know. Tyson will be the guy. Tyson taking over the game, guys. He said that's my Madden challenge. That's good for a future one, Jadis, but we already got our challenge for this week. But that could be next week's episode. That's a good possibility. But that is who the Bears wide receiver or backup quarterback is. And that's who that I have, and I need you guys to go and pick up, and that I think you can and semi-believe in, I guess. Listen, it's the 49ers. They're good. They're going to figure it out. But I just don't know who's going to get the ball exactly. And I'd rather wait and see, and then see who actually gets the ball, and see how long Christian McCaffrey is actually out for with an oblique injury. Hopefully it's not too serious and everything else like that. And speaking of 49ers, I didn't mention this about Debo, but he is day-to-day, and they did say he could play on Sunday. So hopefully he does, and we'll have to see what happens. But Debo Samuel, if he does play, I think he should play for your fantasy football team. That's at least what I'm going to say. So let's get into the starts, the sits, and the streams of week number 7. And these guys are the guys that I want you to, and I need you to start, sit, and stream. And let's start with the starts. Matthew Stafford taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. He got his boy Cooper Kupp back. He's going to have whoever at running back, and it don't matter because him and Cooper Kupp just go out there and sling the ball, and they're the best in the world. Saquon Barkley came back on Sunday Night Football. He didn't have a phenomenal game, but he did have a very good game. And we saw and we've seen what the Bears did. We've seen what other teams have done to the Washington Commanders. And I think this is the game that Saquon Barkley shows up and he proves why he was and why we are happy to have him on our fantasy teams. Drake London, my biggest mistake so far of the year is dropping Drake London. But what was I going to do after this guy just kept putting up dud after dud after dud? I can only handle it for so long. And of course, like I said, as soon as I dropped him, he decides to go off. So, but Drake London taking on the Buccaneers. Desmond Ridder seems to love him. Kyle Pitts might be back in our lives again. So Drake London, I think, is a start this week. Now, these next two guys are from the Oakland and the Las Vegas Raiders, not Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, and they're playing my Chicago Bears. I mentioned him in the pickups, Michael Mayer, Chicago Bears, they love to give up points. They love to give up points to tight ends. They love to give up points to whoever. And I think Michael Mayer is a very good option against the Bears. And the defense, it's that Las Vegas Raiders defense. They're going to go out there and they're going to make Tyson run around in circles, and Tyson's going to be lost. So if you can get those Raiders defense, go pick them up and start them against those Chicago Bears. I love my Chicago Bears, but I also want to help you guys win fantasy football. And I cannot not tell you guys to start a team because they are the Bears. You have to start the Raiders this week. Now the sits. Kirk Cousins against the 49ers defense. I just want nothing to do with that 49ers defense. And honestly, the only person maybe I trust this week on the Vikings is maybe like an Alexander Madison. But after what happened last week, I feel like what happened last week to the Cowboys is going to happen this week to the 49ers. The Cowboys got their butts kicked by the 49ers, and then last week they came back and played great. Well, they're going up against the Vikings. The Vikings don't have Justin Jefferson. Kirk Cousins went out there. He had a good game, but as we say, it's the Chicago Bears. Everybody does good against the Chicago Bears. I mean, look at Jordan Love. Jordan Love has done absolutely nothing since that game against the Chicago Bears. So Kirk Cousins going up against a peed off and mad defense of those San Francisco 49ers. I don't know how well it's going to go for them. The Colts running backs. The Cleveland Browns defense guys did great against the 49ers. And the Colts running backs. I'm not telling you to sit Jonathan Taylor for somebody named, Joe Schmo. But if you have other options, and obviously it may be harder because teams are on bye this week. But if you have options and you're deep at running back, I'd stay away from Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor this week. Kendrick Bourne had a phenomenal game last week, put up 19 points. But that Buffalo's defense is good. Did you guys see what they did to the Giants? Yes, the Giants did play really good. Yes, Darren Waller had a very good game. But the Patriots are just not the Patriots that we all know and love. And Kendrick Bourne is a guy that I just don't know if he's going to have 19-plus points. Maybe he puts up 10 or 11. And that's not bad, but it's not great. So Kendrick Bourne, I think you can sit him this week. I never tell you to sit tight ends because just tight ends are so hard to come by. So I'm going to stick with that because these tight ends guys with 6 teams on a bye, there's guys that are out. You can't sit a tight end. You have to start the tight ends that you got and hope for the best. So now that I told you the guys I need you to take out of your lineup, let's talk about the guys I need you to put in your lineup for the guys that I just told you to take out of your lineup. And those are the streams of the week. Sam Howell going up against the Giants defense. Josh Allen didn't have a phenomenal game, but the Giants showed up and they had a very good game. But I think Sam Howell will go have himself a decent game. Terry Scary McLaurin seems to be involved more. Curtis Samuel's always involved, it seems. And I love Curtis Samuel. He's the GOAT. So Sam Howell against that Giants defense. I think it's a good option this week with so many teams on a bye. If you have an injured quarterback, if you're trusting somebody, you're not feeling it. I think Sam Howell is a good option. Kareem Hunt, yes, guys, he's back in our lives. And with all the bye weeks and all the injuries to running backs, Kareem Hunt is a guy you need to put in your lineup this week. Curtis Samuel, I just mentioned him, how he's the man, he's the myth, the legend. Curtis Samuel, the guy, he went out there and he just continues to score points. It don't matter what team, what uniform, what number wide receiver he is. He goes out there and just scores points every week, and you love to see it. So Curtis Samuel, start him if you need him. If you have him in your flex wide receiver 2, obviously don't start him over guys that you're going to start. But if you need somebody, if you have a guy like Jamar Chase, if you have guys like, those types of guys, then I think Curtis Samuel's a good option. I'm talking too much about these Falcons guys this week, and it scares me. But I'm going to tell you to do it anyway. Jonnu Smith, he went out there, and Kyle Pitts seems to be back. But Jonnu Smith seems like he's pretty much involved too. So Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Atlanta Falcons. It should be a very good game, and hopefully the Falcons show up. And Jonnu Smith, if you need a tight end, I can't tell you to sit a tight end, but I can tell you to stream a tight end. So Jonnu Smith, if you need a tight end, go stream him this week. The streaming defense, I'm going to say, is those Green Bay Fudge Packers, the Green Bay, Wisconsin boys up there. They're coming off of a bye. They're taking on Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson's a disaster. It don't matter how hard he tries. Russell Wilson is just not the guy that we once know and love. So the Packers, I think, are a very good defense, and I think the Packers can go out there and have a very good game with the defense and everything else like that. So those are my starts, my sits, and my streams for week number 7. And those are the guys I'm going to tell you to take out, start, and stream in your lineups. So now let's get into and let's talk about these week 6 picks, and let's see how many picks we got right. And then we're going to go over, and then we're going to find, and we're going to see what we got for this week and everything else like that. So let's go over this real quick and let's talk about it. So we got the Ravens and the Titans. I said the Ravens would win. We have the Dolphins and the Panthers. Dolphins win. The Texans and the Saints. I took the Texans. Commanders and Falcons. I think I took the Falcons. So we are now 3-1. Jaguars and Colts. We took the Jaguars. Bengals and Seahawks. I took the Bengals. I did take the Vikings to beat the Bears because I just figured the Bears would lose, because why would the Bears ever win, guys? Why would they want us to have nice things at all? Because the Bears hate us in every which way, and it's so aggravated. I just don't understand why they hate us. It makes me mad. So, Vikings, 49ers, I took, they lost. I took the Raiders, they won. Lions won, took them. Took the Rams, took the Eagles, they won, or they lost, so that didn't work. And then we obviously, and we took the Buffalo Bills. So that is what those games were. And now let's go over and let me see. Before we go over the week 7 games, or the week 7 games, let's see what my record was. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 10 wins this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we went 11 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14. So we went 11-3 this week. That's not bad. I feel like I'm getting better at these. So now that we have that, let's now go into and let's go over the week 7 games and everything else like that. So I'm going to keep this up for you guys. So if you guys want to look at the scores, if you guys don't know what the scores is, then let's go over it. So Jadis also wants me to give my score predictions. So I'm also going to give you my score predictions. Let's go over it real quick. We got the Bears and the Raiders. Well, obviously Justin Fields is out this week. So we are going to take the Raiders to win, probably 31-10. I'll say the Bears get some points. The Ravens and the Lions. I will take the Ravens to win by 3 points, and they will win 31-28. We have the Packers and the Broncos. I say the Packers win 27-14. We have the 49ers and Vikings on Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football, I say the 49ers win 35-21. 35-21. We have the Saints and the Jaguars on Thursday Night Football this Thursday. Remember, guys, Thursday there will be no live stream. We will have WW2K videos coming out, but there will be no live stream. We have the Browns. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you who I was going to take to win that. I'm going to take the Jaguars to win that game, 24-17. I'm going to take the Browns to win 31-3. I think that's the game that may be the one that just isn't the best for that. Yeah. The Bills and the Patriots, I think this could be another blowout game. So I will say 28-10. but I don't know if that's really a blowout, but I just think it's going to be a blowout. We have the Commanders and the Giants. The Commanders, I'm going to say, lose 27-24. We have the Falcons and the Buccaneers. And then if you guys didn't know what I meant the Giants are going to lose. So it's going to be 27-24 Commanders. We have the Falcons and the Buccaneers. Let's go. The Falcons win 21-17. Say it's a very defensive game, maybe 21-17. We got the Rams and the Steelers. Let's go. The Rams win. Let's say the Rams win 30-20. I know that's a weird score, but 30-20. We got the Seahawks and the Cardinals. This is a defense. All right, defense. This is a divisional rivalry, a matchup between two teams that always see each other. So let's say this game is 17-14 Seahawks win, because the Cardinals are just not that good, I guess. And then we have the Chargers and the Chargers and the Chiefs. Let's go. The Chiefs win 35-28. I don't know if they're really going to score 100, but I think it is going to be very high scoring. We have the Dolphins and the Eagles this week on Sunday Night Football. And remember, guys, go and vote on what games you guys want to vote here and what games you guys want to watch here on the channel and what games you guys want to see. So let me know. We got the Dolphins and the Eagles, and I'm going to say the Eagles win. As I said, I think it could be either a very high-scoring game where it could be like a 42-35 game maybe, or it could be a very well where we see it like a 28-21 game. So either way, they're both 5-1. One team's going to have to lose, and I am going to say that the Dolphins win by a field goal to end at the end of the game. They win. They barely win, but they go on and they beat the Eagles, and the Eagles lose 2 in a row. So that is what I'm going to go away with that. But it's going to be very interesting, and I would not be shocked or surprised if it goes the other way, where the Eagles win by a field goal in the last minute, because I think it's just going to be that close scoring of a game that I think it's going to be very hard, and I think it's going to be very, it's going to just come down to the wire. So should be a good game. I can't wait for it. But as I said, guys, you guys let me know what game you want to go live here for. But that's what I have for week 7 of the NFL. And that are all my those are all my score predictions and everything else like that. So you guys let me know and everything else like that. So let's get back to the chat. And then we will say the final word. And then remember, guys, we'll be back here tonight for NXT at 7 o'clock. So make sure you guys come and hang out tonight as we watch. And as we only have this week and 2 more NXT shows, guys, until we're done with NXT, until next year on the road to WrestleMania. We'll be back with NXTs in February. But remember, Halloween Havoc is the last NXT we will be going live for. So let's do it. But let's get into let's get back to the chat. Browns and 49ers pregame fight was crazy. The Cowboys and the Chargers last night. We had fans fighting last night after the end of the game. Did anybody see that Snapchat or anything with all those fans going crazy? That was a little scary. Like, I feel like that's like not like okay. Like that's not good, Like that's just not good. You should be better, people. Tyreek Hill is good on slants and he can oh, bro. Yeah. You're right on that. You already know, bro. Bro, you already know it's gonna happen. What's up, Peak One Sports Network? Hey, what's up, bro? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. What's the breaking news that we will be involved in? So, Jadis, since you are here, and you very well might win every week, and you might win every day, because I want to give a shout out to the OTM Off the Mark podcast, OTM over there, Kyle, Ian, Tucker, Erica, all of them out there. I was thinking about it, and I thought this would be a good idea. So starting, and it will be beginning this Friday. The first time will be this Friday. So you still got some time. But this Friday, every stream, there will be one winner, and it will be the guy the guy or girl that has the best comments, that is most interactive, that is most involved, that talks the most, that brings people to the show, everything else like that. We're gonna have some type of, I haven't really came up with the name of it yet, but it's gonna be some sort of like an MVP of the chat. Every stream, you're gonna win the MVP. You're gonna be the champion until the following stream, not video. So, or maybe we could do videos too, but streams, whoever is the most involved will be the MVP. And as of right now, like today, Jadis, you would be the MVP of the stream, and you would go on and you would be champion going into next week's football show and going into next and to this week's show, like the next show. So you would be champion until like tonight for NXT, but next fantasy football show, you will be the champion, and you will, So till somebody beats you, they got to come into the show. So that will be going on starting on Friday, but we're going to start telling you guys about it today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and until it begins on SmackDown. So make sure you're a part of it. Make sure you're involved. Make sure you come and hang out. I wish there was a way for me to tell who watches the most, but I can't figure that out. It only tells me who watches the videos, just not how long. I love the Tyler Conklin. There we go. The Cowboys, they B words. Jadis is not happening. He said 51-49 and a half. Jadis, I said it, bro. You never know. So, Jadis, that is a very good Madden challenge. It is a very good Madden challenge. But this week on Madden, guys, if you did not see, we broke the receiving record last week, and now this week, we're going to be breaking the rushing record. Come and hang out, guys, as we go live Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. as we try and break the rushing record that Adrian Peterson set all those years ago. I can't even believe I'm saying that. But Adrian Peterson broke the rushing record in one game, and we're going to go out there, and we're going to try to do it just like we did in Madden last week as we broke the receiving record with DJ Moore. I have 2 chances. We have 2 games until the playoffs in Madden, so I have 2 opportunities to do it. So make sure you guys come and hang out. But I do like that challenge, Jadis. I think that's a good challenge eventually. Maybe next week. AJ Brown, I sent you. He's mad. Why is he mad? Question. Do you think Christian Watson and Drake London have the same play style? Now that you say that, I kind of do. Yeah, now that you say that, yeah, kind of. There's Dallas Goddard. There's Devontae Smith. There's AJ Brown. Julio. Bro, we know you stacked, bro. You stacked. Give me your upset of the week. Well, if I'm going to give you an upset, and I'm going to tell you there's going to be a bold prediction on an upset this week, like a 49ers loss or Eagles loss, I'm going to say, and I am going to tell you that I don't even know if it's bold because I think it could happen, but I think the Chargers could beat the Chiefs. Or the Patriots learn how to play football and beat the Bills. But that's a long shot. Tino, which sky blue you like? I don't know. I just want sky blue to know that I exist. So I don't know. Either or. So let's now that we caught up on the chat, let's do the last thing that we do here, guys. And it's my 3 guarantees of the week, of week 7, that I bet you will happen this week. The Packers will get back on track against the Denver Broncos. It seems like everybody gets back on track against the Denver Broncos. So Packers coming off of a bye week. I'm not telling you to start Jordan Love or anything like that, but I'm telling you the Packers will have a better week. They're going to bounce back, and I don't hope they win, but I don't know if I trust these Denver Broncos. As Jada said, the only win they have is against my awful Chicago Bears. Speaking of the Chicago Bears, we got Tyson Bagley or Tyson Bagley or Tyson McNuggets, Tyson McChicken. We got Tyson chicken tenders. I don't know. But the Raiders defense is going to make Tyson their girl. They're going to be cradling him like a baby. And the Raiders are just going to demolish the Bears. So if the Raiders are the defense that are in the waiver wire, go pick them up and start them this week. Because Tyson is not going to have a good game. He did show a little promise, but he's no Justin Fields. And I just have no faith in Tyson. So Raiders, top defense of the week. I guarantee you it. And I also guarantee you the Vikings will continue to struggle. As I just mentioned, the Chicago Bears are awful. They make every team look good. As I mentioned a long time ago in the beginning of the stream, Devontae Adams is going to go out there and be the number one wide receiver this week. I bet you any amount of money. So Vikings will continue to struggle against the 49ers. They're not playing the Chicago Bears, and the Vikings will continue to struggle. So I guarantee you it. Hey, we got Matt in the house. What's up, Matt? Mason or Michelle? So I talked about this a little bit ago, Matt. I'm not too high on either of them, but it seems like Elijah Mitchell is going to be the guy. But I feel like this is going to be just like last week when James Conner got hurt. We saw Amir D. Marcato, or however you say that guy's name. And then we saw Ingram come back, and they both really didn't do anything. And it is the 49ers, I know that. So if I'm going to go with one, I'd probably go Elijah Mitchell, but I'm worried that either they're both going to get used or one's going to get used, and we don't know which one. So if those are the best options on the waiver wire, go Mitchell. But if there's better options like a Craig Reynolds, Deontay Foreman, if he's still out there, if there's somebody that maybe hasn't, like maybe a Jalen Warren, he was just coming off of a bye week. There are other options out there, but obviously having a 49ers running back is the way to go. So I just don't know who it's going to be. Denver, I hope so, Jay. I hope so, Chris. I hope so. I hope so. Nobody wants these Green Bay Fudge Packers to lose more than I do. But we've seen these Denver Broncos play. And again, it's not the Chicago Bears. I love my Bears, but it don't matter. We got Above the Ring in the house. What's up? What's up, guy? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Thank you all, everybody, coming and hanging out for a little bit. But, guys, that is all the information that I have here for you today. That's all the information that I got here for you for this week in the NFL fantasy football season. There's a lot of injuries. There's a lot of things going down. There's a lot of things happening. But it's okay because we will get through it, and it will all be okay. There's another week next week, and let's just hope we pick up the dub. So we'll get through these bye weeks, and let's just hope we get through them. And let's hope we just still standing after. So as I always say, guys, if you got any more questions, leave them in the comments. Leave them in the chat before we go. I got you. I'll answer anything you want me to do. Make sure to do all that other good stuff that we'll tell you in a minute. But before we do that, let me tell you what we're doing here tonight. And guys, don't you forget, as I mentioned earlier, we're down to three more weeks left of doing NXT live streams. We got this week, and then next week begins the 2-week event of Halloween Havoc and the last NXT live stream here on the channel. Obviously, as I said, we'll be live for like the special events and stuff like that. But we won't be live here just on a random Tuesday no more. Instead, we'll be here for Fantasy Football Live. And we're going to be starting a little later because we won't be doing NXT. So, NXT, guys, we'll be here live tonight. Get ready for it. I'm excited. But it's the road to Halloween Havoc. We're 1 week away, 3 weeks away till Tino's time's done here for NXT until February. So, you don't want to miss it. Come and hang out tonight as we watch NXT, as we are on the road to Halloween Havoc. So, we got any more questions? We do not have any more questions. So, if you guys do have any more questions, as I said, remember to leave them in the comments. I will answer them ASAP. I'm pretty much on my phone all the time, so I'll see them and I got you. But if you have not yet, make sure you go follow all the social medias here on Tino's Tom. Make sure that you guys go become a member. Leave a super chat. You go and get yourself some merchandise on Tino's Tom. Bonfire.com/Tino's Tom. Go support your boys. Go support the Southside boys. Go support Tino's Tom. Get your merch. Start getting ready for the holiday season. We got Thanksgiving. We got Christmas. We got all that good stuff coming up. So make sure you get your merchandise and you start supporting your boys. So I understand if we can't do any of that. Money's tight. Bills suck. Adult teen is the worst. And they don't pay us enough. But I understand. I get it. I appreciate you guys still. But you know what you can do here for me for free? You can hit that like button on the road. You can hit the like button on this episode as we're on the road to 20 likes on this episode. So if you have not yet hit that like button, we got 8 likes to be exact. So 12 likes away. Hit that like button, guys. Do that good stuff for me. We are 6 subscribers away to 1,300. Let's try to get that by the end of the week. 1,300 subscribers, 6 subscribers away. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not, guys, and join the nation. That is Tino's Nation. And lastly, turn that notification button on so you know when we go live next, which, as I said, will be tonight for NXT. Guys, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday afternoon, and I will see you all here in 3 hours, 2.5 to be exact, for NXT as we are 1 week away to Halloween.